What's your worst experience on an airplane? What can you buy for $1 in your country? Why were you the weird kid? I was in middle school, I had some loose teeth, and during one recess I just started wiggling them and popped one out, so I kind of just kept going and I ended up having 4 in like 3 minutes. Vaguely Slavic last name, that is all it took. In a land of Smiths and Fredricksons, the Prosnewskis, and I can't say that, are the weirdos. I used to say random gibberish out loud and rock in my chair. I think I was born that way. Ah, I see, a Lady Gaga fan. I hung around this tall, lanky dork from primary school and all the way through high school. He was a techie, nerdy person, and I was brightly colored and didn't like having eyebrows twice the size of my forehead or cosplaying as another race with fake tan. So we were outcasts. We're 20 years old now, still best friends, and I still love him to bits. The bullies at school are all massive losers now. I got caught eating my scabs. I was known as the weird kid for years after that. Please tell me you don't do that now. Please tell me you don't eat your scabs anymore, because you're still the weird kid if you do eat scabs. Never liked to wear clothes much. So now I'm guessing you frequent nude beaches? I ate the school nachos with a fork so I wouldn't get my hands dirty. Hey, that's not that weird. I mean, like, kinda, but I understand it. The gooey cheese can get all over your fingers and then you touch stuff and Which movie has the best soundtrack that you can't get enough of? Tron Legacy. Oh yeah, them pulling in Daft Punk for that, like, good use of Disney's money. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World and Baby Driver. Edgar Wright does soundtracks right. Edit, misspelled homie's name. Is that not how you spell it? I never, I mean, I could Google it, but why would I do that? Forrest Gump. I haven't seen it in so long, I have no clue what the soundtrack sounds like. Rocky Horror Picture Show. Oh yeah, incredible stuff. And Tim Curry? I mean, like, come on. The Blues Brothers. That's another one I haven't seen in a very long time, so I'm gonna stay out of this one. Lord of the Rings. Oh, well, I mean, of course. I mean, it pulls you right into the world. A Goofy Movie. Now, this is the correct answer. I mean, the movie had Powerline. It had, should I say more? If aliens came to Earth and said, "Take me to your leader," who should we take them to? Good question. I'm gonna be out of town that week, so don't say me. The one and only Sir David Attenborough. Surely this is the most correct answer. Even if they don't really like him or like kind of dig his vibe, like they've gotta listen to him, right? Snoop Dogg. After 20 minutes, the aliens will be full of peace, love, and Cool Ranch Doritos. Definitely not my first thought, but yeah, this would work. Guaranteed, almost. Steve, a friend of mine, always has useful connections, entertaining banter, and a wicked drink recipe. He just completed a 2,000-piece jigsaw. My preferred leader is Steve. I also choose Steve. I guess after those accolades, I'd choose Steve too. But is he from Minecraft? God, I'm not funny. The Dalai Lama. He's already said that if you meet an alien, you should shake his hand, if he has a hand. He also meditates for hours every day and would be a natural at telepathic communication. I like to imagine he would struggle the most with telepathy, just because. This is probably the most legitimate suggestion. I thought the Dalai Lama is dead, or is that just like a title given? I'm not worldly knowledgeable, so yeah. Sir, this is a Wendy's. Okay, what if the aliens want to munch down on a 4 for $4? We're not sponsored by Wendy's, I just kind of like it. Oprah, let her sort it out. People who have said, it's not a phase, but it really wasn't a phase and is still majorly a part of you and or your life. What was the phase? Losing my religion. Nah, ma, it wasn't a phase. It may have started in college, but it's still going. I get being an REM fan, but you're still obsessed over one song? Once you go goth, it never truly leaves you. And that's why we'll still have a constant supply of emo goth girlfriends out in the world. Whenever I have a bowel movement, I need to write, "The babies are heavy," with lipstick on the wall thousands of times. As a boy, I loved doing this and I never grew out of it. You just have a demon. What? Yeah, that's not particularly normal, I would say. I've been a furry since I was 12. Still trashy at 33. Being a furry doesn't instantly make you trash, but depending on your behavior, yeah, then you trash, yeah. Being introverted, hating small talk, disliking most people I interact with, and being a loner. People are vile. Yeah, I'll agree with you on that one. I was told Games Workshop was a phase when I bought my first miniatures. That was 35 years ago. God, from stories I've heard, I can't imagine how much money you've spent developed in that time. It's kind of not fair how expensive a lot of hobbies are. Being a witch, I just turned 40 today and started practicing when I was 15. Okay, but like what kind of witch? Like Sanderson Sisters or Halloween Town? You break into someone's house. What are you stealing that will only mildly inconvenience them? Probably doorknobs and door handles. A single inch from a single table leg. For every table, all their is going to have a permanent wobble. Oh, you're evil. That's mean. I would take all the batteries out of the remotes. I would switch the batteries around, so opposite poles. Looks okay at first glance. Maybe they mess with the TV a bit. Then maybe replace the batteries, which are fine, but they toss away. Better yet, take the battery terminals out of every remote, so regardless of how many new batteries they put in, the remotes never work. Okay, what is up with people right now? This is like, don't do this. All the backs of the earrings. Oh my god, what? Everyone's evil. All the forks. Is that what happened to all my forks? Alright, I mean, that one's just funny. I don't know. All the toilet paper. I think it's more evil if you take all the toilet paper with the exception of one square. Ooh, I got one. Take the toilets. Take the toilets so they have to poop and pee outside in the yard like a dog. All their left shoes except one pair. That last pair, I would steal the right shoe. I would steal all their light bulbs. They'd probably be happy. In fact, they'd be delighted. Take all the labels off all the cans in the house. Oh boy, it's my favorite game. Is it ragu or is it beans? What's the best name for a Wi-Fi network you've ever seen? One my roommate stole, come up with, whatever. It was, it burns when IP. Like IP, the letters, like the, the network. You get it. Rebellious Amish family. My neighbor Wi-Fi is Luke Skyrouter, and believe it, incredibly awesome. Keep my Wi-Fi's name out your mouth! Land before time. And get off my LAN. I like those. Those are cute. Really fi for a Y guy. That's kind of cute. Not gonna lie, it took me a minute to read this one. It says, Mom, it's this one. That is pretty good. Don't steal my internet. FBI service van 6. 2 girls, 1 router. Okay, now people want to join your network because they're curious now. What are you doing on Earth? I mean, you're listening to it, so I mean, that's what I got going. I was sent here to observe. Okay, weirdo. Do something then. I pressed random. Big mistake. Unfortunately, Earth is kind of the default server it drops you in when you're getting spawned in, so hopefully they fix that bug soon. As little as possible. Hey, at least you got a goal, and that goal is to do as little as possible. Currently, pooping. Thank you. Appreciate the input. Everyone else was coming, so I had to. That one guy at the orgy. That's stupid. What's Bruno Mars doing on Earth? If this is a, reference, over my head. Just visiting and taking in the sights. Well, give them back. Don't take them. You can only eat the last thing you had for the rest of your life. What are you stuck with? Ooh, I just had some really nice queso and chips. Oh, it was really good. Not much nutritional value. I guess if your partner eats corn, you could at least have that. Okay, no, shut up. You don't say that. That's so gross. Fried chicken, green beans, and mashed potatoes. Looks like it's gonna be a tasty, short life. Baked beans. It's not the worst in the world. Granted, you might die. Popeye's motherfucking chicken sandwich. Let's go! I'm a hater. I don't buy into the hype of chicken sandwiches. It's chicken and bread. Don't eat Chick-fil-A. Grilled cheese sandwich. I'm okay with that. But you're kind of deprived of the dipping in tomato soup and, coffee. I'm good. Coffee isn't really a food, so try again and figure out a food. Diabetes. I am left with diabetes. How do you eat diabetes? Explain it to me in Fortnite terms. What would take someone from a 9 to a 10? Okay, better question. What would take someone from a 4 to a 10? I want to know. 1 year. Okay, smarty pants. Humans are people, not numbers. I identify as a number for your information. That's kind of a stupid trans joke. Being even slightly interested in me whatsoever. Being ginger. I'm a ginger. Thank you. That makes them rare, not 10. +1. All right, what is up with all these mathematicians in the comments? What is your least favorite word? I swear, if somebody says moist, I'm gonna lose it. Gucci when used in non-fashion brand instances. LMAO, agreed. Posture. I don't know. Whenever I think about it, my back and neck hurts. That's ironic. Also, I don't like the word towelette. I don't know. It sounds like the end of a toddler's blanket, all chewed up and slobbery. Oh, when you explain it like that, yeah, ew. Mold. Only because I can practically taste it. Yuck. You can taste a word? Are you synesthetic? Sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere. Sand. What is a word that looks like it is spelled wrong, but isn't? Kernel. Does anyone else say colonel in their head so they can remember how to spell it? Yeah, the English language is scuffed and we need to start over, because what is that? Wednesday. Wednesday looks and sounds wrong when you sound it out. Child me felt so much confusion about this word. LOLOL. Should be Wednesday. If you're not watching the screen, they took out the D and the second E in Wednesday. Phlegm. Lock me up and throw away the key, because I think that looks correct. Tongue. Tongue looks so wrong, LOL. Yeah, it takes me like 3 tries when I'm typing it out. Q. That's a lot of letters just to make the sound that the first letter makes all by itself. And let's not forget the Q sounds the same. Uses fewer letters and doesn't even use a Q. Quehue. That does sound closer to what it should be. I'll go first. Humongous. Something just looks off. Humongous. Among Us? Among Us? Among Us! Sus! Get out of my head! Weird. This is just weird. I guess I see what you mean, but like, you're kinda not. Any word you stare at too long. I was gonna say this earlier, like, you can look at a word too long, say it too many times in your head, and then it's just gone. It's gibberish. It's not words anymore. What have you slowly lost all respect for? And it's okay, you can say me as a scapegoat option. People. Welcome. Try the cheese. What bunch of bastards. People in power. It seems they all have shady going on. Elon Musk. He went from amazing tech innovator to out-of-touch douche canoe in a few short years. Realistically, he was probably always a terrible person, but increasing amounts of money and fame made it more obvious. Yeah, no, he's always been a bad guy. There's a lot of documentation on it, you should check it out. Movie studios, the major ones, they just don't give a shit anymore as they churn out the same formulaic crapola year in and year out now. There's no originality and they don't even care to try anymore. Then they complain that people aren't going to the movies anymore. Myself. Don't worry, Dick Nipples. I'm sure you'll redeem yourself. Pop culture. I used to think I was a pop culture head, but it's just gone so far from my reach now. Adults. Now that I'm an adult, I realize we're a bunch of f***wits. Adults, man. They try to take the fun out of the world and then blame you when you can't handle it. What did you mispronounce for an embarrassingly large portion of your life? Epitome. My friend said it wrong until like 2 days ago when someone corrected him. LOL. Must have been super embarrassing because he is 28 years old. Ha. Totally was my friend. Not me. I would never do that. My friend would though. Classic. Acquiesce. I pronounced it a quiche. I've never seen that word spelled out before. That's something new. I thought quinoa was pronounced like quinoa and not quinoa until a week ago. Chances are I'm still doing it. Sandwich. Still pronounce it as sandwich. Sanga. Sammy is also an acceptable pronunciation. Yeah, Sammy is a pretty neutral zone, I'd say. Herbs. British pronunciation is with H. American is without. Oh god, did I just do the British way? Oh, ew, oh. So I'm kidding. My name, Bob. Turns out I've been saying it backwards my whole life. So, T? I see what you did there. What are some things American people do that instantly tell you that they're American? I asked for a refill of Coke on vacation at a restaurant in Australia. They said I've got to be American and had a good laugh. Are refills not a thing worldwide, more or less? Like, obviously there are restrictions, but like, huh? A lot of weirdly specific answers here. Be named Greg and not shut the front door when they go outside, even though you have specifically told them to keep the door closed because the cat will escape. I think someone's mad at their boyfriend or husband. Assume everyone on the internet is American. I mean, everybody has internet. Americans are just more annoying. Putting cheese on everything. Well, that's just common sense. Oh, right there, we got him. American. Attempt British accents when you say you're British. Oi, what's that, love? Oh god, I accidentally did that at work, and it was so bad. Oh no, because nobody told me to stop either. Showing up wearing a Who Farted t-shirt. You said it was formal. Make dinner for one, serve it on a paper plate, and share a picture on the internet. Are you watching me? Because that's what I do every night. Hang on. Talks about freedom like it's an exclusive American privilege and not the bare minimum for a good chunk of the world. Nah, brother, we invented freedom here in the good old land of the US of A, baby. Yeah, drink a beer and f fucking eagle or whatever we do. I don't know. Aging Redditors, what one thing have you personally experienced that confirmed, yes, I'm getting old? When I have to Google slang terms like based, I still don't get it, but I say it. I conducted an interview for a potential new employee. He was born 2004. Oh my god, they keep making people past 2000? Hearing 90s punk bands on classic rock stations. Oh yeah, that's gotta hurt. No more cool stories for your injuries. How did you hurt your back? Skateboard fall? Accident while rock climbing? Nope, bent over to pick up a towel off the floor. I sneezed. I'm not ready to get there. I already have bad problems as is. When you watch Antique Roadshow and find yourself more and more genuinely interested in what they're talking about. Oh god, it's a slippery slope. Get out! Get out of there now! Every time I need to scroll into the 1980s to select my birth year on an app, that first carefree thumb flick knowing I won't pass it cuts deep. LOL. Also, accidentally taking a screenshot with my phone. That happens to everyone. Everyone does it. People talk about the N64 as a retro console. I swear, the day that any of you start saying the GameCube is retro, I'm coming for you. I know where you live. Legally, I don't, but I could. What movie left you with an unsettling feeling for years to come? Butterfly Effect. Watched it too young. LMAO. 7. Great movie. Super messed up. What's in the box? It feels like weekly I'm posting about my revulsion for E.T., and here I am again. Yeah, as a kid, if I saw E.T., I would not be friends with it. I'd probably stomp that thing into the floor. The Grudge. Not the way it moves or looks or the plot, but the click sounds it makes. Absolutely fucking done with it. Oh, you mean Truman Show. Think about it way more often than I want to admit. August Underground. I'm usually not one who turns off movies because of too much gore. Think this is the only one. Have not seen it since it came out, about at least 20 years ago. Maybe it wouldn't be that bad if I saw it again now. Yeah, go for it. Face your fears. Hereditary. I couldn't even finish this movie. It left me with the sick, heavy, dark feeling that I've never encountered in a movie before. Oh my god, Hereditary's so good though. It's so good. I'm a horror fan, so sorry. Jaws. When I'm in the water without seeing the bottom, I'm scared of what might be under me. Are you over the age of 35? Because I can remember seeing it with my dad at a movies in the park kind of deal, being like, holy shit, what is this fresh hell? Do we have oceans? I'm under 18 and dude, I haven't finished the movie yet. It scares me. I guess I'm gonna have to rewatch Jaws because I do not remember it freaking me out like these people. What is one saying we could all do without? You should smile more. If you say this to anybody, especially random strangers or random women, you deserve to be in jail. The customer is always right. Not on my shift, you not. It was invented so that customers could feel justified in treating employees like trash. Agree to disagree. Bro, I'm right. Boys will be boys. My favorite example of the use of this one is when a little kid gores another one and they're like, oh, just silly little kids. It is what it is. What? Why get rid of that one? That's a good one. I use it. What doesn't kill me makes me stronger. What doesn't kill you makes you sad. Yes. Hey, have you seen my insert missing thing? This? Where did you last leave it? If I knew, I'd go there. It's always in the last place you look. Well, yeah, once I've found it, why would I keep looking? What just kind of disappeared without people noticing? Fidget spinners. They evolved into those pop-it things somehow. It's evolving, but backwards. Those killer clowns in 2016. Did they actually kill people though, or were they just weirdos trying to scare people? Dabbing, fidget spinners, and bottle flips. All of that was the height of my high school career. It's bottle flips specifically. Epstein's list. He's right. What else is there to say? It disappeared. My buddy Eric. Where the f*** are you, man? Please come back. I miss you. Stupid nurse dancing videos. Thank the gods. Yeah, as cute as the dance is, the job is needing to be done. Planking was all the rage when I was in high school, and then it got replaced by the Harlem Shake. What fanbase is most out of control? Every single one of them. God's fanbase literally burned people at Pyre for centuries. Can't really top that. And now they're gonna burn you because you speak the truth. I was working on an HVAC unit where a 300 horsepower fan motor had sheared 4 out of 6 bolts used to hold it down. That fan base was all over the place. It did a ton of sheet metal damage, and when the belts finally snapped, it really tore things up. K-pop are absolute lunatics. Do you think they heard me? It wasn't wasn't me. I didn't say that. Beyonce. All day. Are Beyonce stans that crazy? Like, I haven't seen many in the wild, I guess. The new Minecraft fan base, although they have gone a bit tame recently. It's okay. You can say it. You can say the name. Dream. Every single one. See, now this person gets it. They're on my wavelength. If life had loading screen tips, what would they be? Try to breathe regularly. Running out of air makes you die. If you carry slabs of meat on hikes, your chances of encountering a bear increase. Change difficulty settings to easy by being born wealthy and white. Has it flushed away fully? Always double check. I like that one since the format of it is like a cute little like, oh, did you make sure to go back? Oh, drink some water. That wasn't the answer. That was what I'm telling you. Go drink some water. You're looking a little dehydrated. Why did you just buy half a cow for no reason? It's not a good tip. When the world turns its back on you, you turn your back on the world. If you could erase an English word out of existence, which one would you choose? Cringe as an adjective. Yeah, that's lived out its life already. It's done. Inflammable. It's the same as flammable at this point. Aesthetic as an adjective. What is the normal use of it? While. Why works just fine. It has been a why. Yeah, you're kind of wrong for that one, full distribution. FGT? I prefer didn't remember. Oh, the word was forgot. Okay. Vibe. It's not a terrible word. And I'm not just saying that because I said it earlier. What did your school bully turn into? He's still my dad. My current lover. Okay, so you're following movie tropes for gay people, right? Because they, for some reason, think we all fall in love with our bullies. A successful criminal defense attorney partnered with a law firm. Sounds pretty accurate. A corpse. Pregnant lady ran him over with her car. I don't know if I say congrats or I'll leave that alone. A parent at age 14. Yikes! Oh! You've gobbled your last ghoul, Panini boy. A momfluencer. I don't even want to ask. What's the weirdest thing you saw in someone else's house? I dated a woman from a very wealthy family for a bit and went to her parents' house one Christmas season for a thing their richy gated neighborhood did. Every house had up nice Christmas decorations and people from your family holiday party would golf cart around admiring the lights and going inside to see the inside decorations of every house and eat a cookie or candy. This one elderly couple had mannequins posed in every room of their house as though a moment in time had paused. One of the dining room tables had a family waiting for their food. One room had a Christmas tree and kids about to open presents. Another room had people greeting someone in military uniform. It was super creepy. I asked if they lost a kid or something, but no, they had all their family around still. They just had mannequins posed to make their mansion not seem so empty to them. They kept them year-round and updated their activities to fit the seasons and holidays. That is weird, but I guess it's interesting. The toilet seat was across the room from the toilet. Hang on, the math isn't adding up here. What? Like every other room had an aquarium with the snake in it. They must have had 5 or 6 of them in all. Sawdust in the floor throughout the house, a fish being fed beer, multiple holes in the wall, and then a hammer hanging out of the wall. A week's worth of food shopping all on the dirty kitchen floor, and magazines and other piled up everywhere. This was in the UK, a middle-class area, all in the same house, seen at the same time. It was a guy from my school's house who expressed his own shock at my bedroom floor not having sawdust on it. He turned into an incel and hates the world now. Dad? A dildo drill. Drildo. Did everyone get out safely? That is a good question. If you're having a dildo drill, then you need to make sure everybody knows the procedures. A Bible with a dildo next to it. That's not super weird. They're just praising the Lord, you know? What did you falsely believe as a kid? I watched a lot of Wallace and Gromit and actually thought the moon was made out of cheese. That the Bermuda Triangle was way more deadly than it is. My stepdad was in the Navy and had a cruise that went through it. I was legitimately afraid his ship would be sunk and no trace ever found. I used to see those signs around stores that said, shoplifters will be prosecuted. I didn't know what shoplifting meant. I figured it was like weightlifting with the entire store building as the weight. I pictured big, burly, bald men that liked to go around heaving store buildings overhead, grunting and red-faced. I was afraid someone would try to do it while we were out shopping. I once pointed out some big muscular guy in a store and whispered to my mother mother that he must be one of those shoplifters. She shushed me. I thought teachers lived at the school. Oh, you see, actually, they do, because we don't pay them enough to actually live on their own. That the guard in every mall will arrest a loud child. I wasn't afraid of guards. I was afraid of my mom with a wooden spoon in her purse. Reach for it like a gun. Shadows had to be made of something, right? You could see them, therefore they had to be made of stuff. Flawless logic. I vaguely remember picking at the edge of one, trying to peel it off. Okay, Looney Tunes ass. That there was a horrible monster growling all night outside in the dark beyond my room. It was my dad snoring. Bro, did you ever tell your dad this? LOL. It all got solved eventually. As I remember, it took a while before I had the guts to address the monster problem, though. Who are your favorite fictional couple? Who is your favorite whatever. Me and my girlfriend. Oh, I'm sorry. Frodo and Sam. You can say it's the best bromance of all time, but they've probably explored each other's bodies, right? Fry and Leela. When I was younger, that was like my ideal relationship goal, but now I'm, like men. Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man and Emma Stone's Gwen Stacy. They did have a lot of chemistry. It did help that they were dating in real life. Olive's parents from Easy A. I don't remember her parents in that movie. That's another one I haven't seen in a long time, but sorry. Homer and Marge Simpson. The fact that they've lasted this long is just a round of applause, honestly. Vegeta and Bulma. I haven't seen enough of Dragon Ball to really comment on that one, so next one. People who are ugly. What is one of the benefits of being ugly? You'll feel like a ninja. No one notices you. People leave me alone more. I can walk alone at night in the dark and not worry about getting attacked. I'm female and know that no guy is prowling for this shit. You get to see the real sides of people. People won't find a need to act to get in your good books, so you can see when an asshole is an asshole. Unless you are rich, you can be sure people will love you for who you are. The battery on my phone lasts for a very long period. That is the life hack of being ugly. Nobody tells you about it. Ask your mom. Why? What did you do to my mother? What can money not buy? Natural boobs. Yeah, I got the luck of the draw on that one. I can't bring my cat back from the dead. Technically, if you have a lot of money, you can get your cat cloned, but it's still not the same. My belly button fluff. What can we pay for that fluff? The satisfaction that comes from nuclear annihilation. I'm sure you could buy your own nuclear warhead and blow yourself up, I guess. I don't know. Money. Currency trading exists. Yeah, technically you can buy money with money somehow. I don't understand it. A KFC bucket full of 9K different types of living insects. Money could probably buy you that too. What are you talking? And why? Why would you want that? Me a date. Sorry, you're wrong. You can buy people with money, so you can buy a date. What's the hottest accent and why? All right, got a weird one. Scottish. I will not elaborate. I don't want to comprehend a single word while you are flirting with me. Not my reason, but go off. Aussie, mate. Australian is a pretty good one. Now, the people that I work with, don't get any ideas. Has no one heard Idris Elba? Lord, the Brits have me locked in. Just came here to see how low German accent is. I wasn't disappointed. Russians, they always sound serious and angry about literally anything they're talking about. Like they'll say, please take off your pants. And you gotta listen to them because you're afraid they're gonna slit your throat with a broken Smirnoff vodka bottle and mix your blood with their next bottle. You remember we're talking about the hottest accent. I mean, if that's what you're into. Any accent can be made to be hot, so long as the individual has consumed pepper of some sort. The Bell variety has been eliminated for obvious reasons. Okay, smarty pants. Get out of here. Irish, because it's fucking hot. Fucking hot. Yeah, I'll say Irish is a second. What's the best TV series of all time? Our Planet, narrated by David Attenborough. Hey, he's come back. Years ago, you would have seen Game of Thrones far more frequently in this thread. Alas, the ball was dropped hard in its last couple seasons. Not the best TV series of all time, but the first 3 seasons of Arrested Development are up there with the best 3 seasons of any of the shows mentioned here. The Sopranos. I haven't watched a single episode, and I know one of my friends is gonna kill me if I don't change that. Fleabag. It's a short 2 seasons of 6 episodes each, but it is flawlessly executed, with not a single moment wasted. A strange creation for TV, where largesse is usually the norm. It might be more comparable to a brilliant movie or even a play. It was, after all, adapted from a one-woman show. It's just art. Malcolm in the Middle. I really love the prequel to Breaking Bad. Golden Age Simpsons, and it's not even close. Reply with your drink of choice. and a bartender will tell you what it says about you. What is your drink? Vodka cranberry. Urinary tract infection. I don't make the rules. Chocolate milk, shaken, not stirred. Ah, chocolate milk. The rich man's milk. Sir, can I see your ID? Gin and tonic. My grandmother used to drink gin and tonics. When I asked her why, she said, no matter where you go, it's pretty hard for someone to fuck that up. Cheapest beer on tap. A dying breed. Possibly a working class hero. Amaretto sour. You probably are the one to hold your friend's hair back when they're picking at the end of the night. Edit. Puking. LOL. I swear, I'm only a few rounds deep. Double shot of whiskey. Neat. And a water, please. This isn't your first rodeo. Tequila sunrise. Why do you love headaches? What can you buy for $1 in your country? You can buy quite a bit at the dollar store. 1 kilo mango. Ramen. I hope that ramen doesn't get touched by inflation. Hope and disappointment in the form of a lottery ticket. What can you buy for $1 in your country? €1. A lollipop. Edit. 6 lollipops. My work is worth 23 lollipops per hour. That's disheartening. 12 minutes on a parking meter. Oh yeah, that's how they get you. A can of beans. Maybe. On sale. A load of clean laundry. Correction. A load of clean, wet laundry. What's the weirdest or creepiest experience you or someone you know has ever had with a telephone or mobile phone? My husband and I had gone shopping, and when we pulled in our driveway, a sheriff was there, and we asked if we could help him. He asked if anyone was in there, meaning in the house, and my husband said there better not be. We checked the house and nobody was in there, but while we were looking, the sheriff told us our phone number had called 911 several times and hung up, so he was sent to check it out. Oh, f*** me, I do not like this one. Not as spooky as some of these comments, but back in middle school when the movie The Ring had just come out, I was watching it at my best friend's house. We always watch movies in the creepy basement downstairs that gave me the creeps on a normal day. We were sitting in the dark and just saw the scene in the movie where the creepy haunted tape is played and the phone starts to ring in the movie. At the exact same time her phone rang. If you haven't seen the movie, the phone rings and on the other end of the line is a terrifying girl's voice that says, 7 days. Meaning you have 7 days until you die. I made her answer the phone. Her house? Her phone? It was her brother's friend. He wasn't in the house and had no idea what we were doing, so it was just a super creepy coincidence. That would still maybe make me religious if I was a kid. I was ringing my fiancé after work once, and halfway through the call, the audio randomly switched to someone else's call. Some roofer discussing quotes and with a client. They were talking to each other fine. Couldn't hear me. I could only hear the roofer, and my fiancé only got silent. I had no idea mobile phones could get crossed connections. It really freaked me out at the time. My friend called me in a panic once, and when I picked up, they asked if I was safe, if I'm by myself, etc., and sounded pretty worked up. I asked what was wrong, and they said someone had called them using my number, but it was an older man saying really strange, incomprehensible things about how I was unsafe and that they needed to pay for my safety. Apparently, it was some sort of common scam, but still, it shook me up. Like 20 years ago, I was living alone in my first apartment. One morning, I woke up to my alarm going off, and like 1 second after my cell phone rang, my landline phone rang, and my computer turned itself on, all at the exact same time. I just sat there in my bed, fumbling after my phone for a second, and then both phones stopped ringing. Computer stayed on though, and I shut off my alarm. No missed call on my phone. I wrote it off like some weird circumstance with a power surge involved or whatever, but the more I think of it, I can't explain it. What's your worst experience on an airplane? An old lady died in the seat next to me. She was shivering with a blanket on, and then she had a hot tea. A few minutes later, she spilled the tea and was no longer shivering. The airline gave me a boatload of air miles for my sharing space with a corpse inconvenience. You know, they don't officially consider someone dead until it's declared by a doctor or paramedic. They didn't tell any other passengers, not that they needed to, just me and the flight crew knew she was gone. Oh my god, you deserve money, not plane miles. On a flight from Paris to NYC, a kid about 3 years old kicked the back of my seat the whole time, only stopping for naps. Nicolette was her name. A Nicolette, you are going to get a fist to the throat, you bitch. When I was about 11, my family was flying from Windhoek to Frankfurt, about 12-hour flight. I was sitting next to my brother, 12 years old, and he was sleeping. I was reading a book or something. All of a sudden, my brother startles awake and projectile vomits all over everything. My clothes, hair, the seat in front of us, our carry-ons that were at our feet, himself, everything. We were about 3 hours into the flight, so he had 9 hours to go. I didn't have a change of clothes in my carry-on, so I had to sit in the vomit-soaked clothes with my vomit-covered luggage for the rest of the flight. My brother definitely had it worse. worse. He had food poisoning and was throwing up in the plane bathroom for the rest of the trip. They had to take him off the flight in a wheelchair and take him straight to a medical ward where he was given IVs for a couple of hours, and we missed our connecting flight. Our poor mom had to pay $2,000 for tickets for a new flight. Woman in front of me kept complaining how bad she had to pee, and a few minutes later, it smells like straight up cat pee throughout the entire plane. She peed in a Coke can and spilled it all over the floor and laughed about it the entire plane ride. Oh yeah, this happened at the beginning of the flight. Alright, yeah, she goes to jail forever. Do not pass go. You're in jail forever. I was sandwiched between two very large people that took half of my seat. They were breathing so loud and kept farting. Unfortunately, we've come to the end of today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Once again, my name has been Brandon, and I will see you later. Bye!